United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
3.02, accept the district board results.
Resolved that the Board of Education does hereby accept the results of the May 21st, 2024 budget vote and board member election as audited by District Clerk Alberta Pedro. Proposition 1, budget, yes, 2,009, no, 794. Proposition 2, bus purchase, yes, 1,954, no, 846. School board member election, Michael McFarland, 2,143 votes. Virgil Capillari, 2,026 votes. Christopher Costabile, 959 votes. John S. Morgan, 2,082 votes.
Motion Marie, second. Peggy, all in favor? Unanimous. Before we go on to the next, I'd like to make a comment. I want to congratulate both Mr. McFarland and Mr. Morgan for being re-elected to the board. And congratulations, Mr. Capillari, for being elected. All of the board looking forward to the coming year. Unfortunately, only 3% to be filled. I want to thank Mr. Costabile for his interest in joining the Board of Education. Lastly, I want to thank our community members for coming out to vote and approving both the budget and the bus preposition. That being said, Superintendent, yes, Jimmy.
Thank you, John. Can I just make another comment?
Absolutely.
I'd like to thank District Clerk Alberta Pedro. She does an excellent job every year and is diligent in her responsibilities as auditor of all the results. Thank you, Alberta.
Without Mrs. Pedro, we would have no elections. She worked hard. She worked very hard during the daily election, and the following day, she also had to work on the election. So thank you very much, Madam Alberta. Without you, I don't know what we'd do. Anyway, with that being said, Superintendent report, 4.01.
Thank you, President Lumia. Before we get to the spotlight tonight, I also need to thank the entire Wappinger Central School District community for your ongoing and continued support of our students, our staff, and our school district. We are very grateful for your support, the passage of both propositions, the budget, as well as the bus purchase and replacement. So again, we work together as a team, and we are grateful for your support. Thank you so much. I also would like to thank Ms. Pedro for doing a phenomenal job. Putting together an election in the 9th largest school district in New York State is a challenging task, and it is not a one-day job, it is a many-day job. So I would ask this entire board if they would give Ms. Pedro a round of applause for all of her efforts. And as usual, it was flawless. Thank you, Ms. Pedro. Now to the spotlight. I would like to thank the students, along with Mr. Friedman, for being here on what was a day off because we did not use all of our emergency snow days this winter. We have the John Jay Science Olympiad, the award-winning John Jay Science Olympiad. And at this point, Mr. Friedman, will you come up and talk a little bit about all of the tremendous accomplishments of the John Jay Science Olympiad? And come on up, students, please. Thank you.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for having us here today. We're so excited. We got about 8, 9 people here. Some of them are still working on their devices in the hallway. They're that passionate about it. I'm going to keep it short because I know my students did set up a presentation, but these kids are awesome to work with. Throughout the year, they were studying for tests in their free time that they didn't have to take. They were building and engineering devices. They won a ton of medals, placed 10th in the state this year. It was a really, really fantastic group, and several of them are graduating, and I am going to miss them deeply, but we have so many passionate students still. We've got 45 kids about in the club this year. So with this, I'm going to hand it off to one of our presidents here this year, Nafla. But before I do, I just want to give a huge thank you to all of you at Board of Education and in the district for supporting us. We really, really do appreciate it. And a lot of what we do would not be possible without your support. Thank you so much. And I also want to thank the other two advisors for our club, Mrs. Miller and Mrs. Morsi, who could not be here today, but they are deeply passionate about these kids also.
Hi, my name's Nafla. I just wanted to start out by saying thank you for all of your support. It really means a lot to us to be able to compete and work together at Science Olympiad. We wanted to start out by introducing our officers. So I'm Nafla again.
I'm Jacob, and my co-president is Alex. He couldn't be here today.
Emma, who also couldn't be here, is our Knowledge VP. I'm Shaylin, the Build VP.
Lila and Haley are our Secretary and Treasurer. Both of them also could not be here today. I'm Manish, Technology Officer.
Arij, our Outreach Coordinator, could not be here. I'm Sarah, our Fundraising Coordinator.
So Science Olympiad is a club focused on taking science tests and building machines at competitions. There's 23 events to choose from across all different fields of science, from physics to chemistry, life science, even builds. And we have 3 full teams with 15 people on each team. And we work in partners of around 2 or 3 to compete. This year, we've attended over 4 in-person and virtual competitions, and we've earned both awards and placements there. We've also been able to connect with teams around our area.
So as Nafla was saying, there are events in a variety of categories. There's bio events. These include anatomy, physiology, disease detectives, ecology, micromission. There are physics events for people who really like physics. There's optics, wind power, earth science events, astronomy, dynamic planet, fossils, forestry, geomapping, and chemistry, which is my favorite. There's chem lab, detector building, and forensics. And then for our build events, we have flight, scrambler, robot tour, tower, and air trajectory, which I think you're going to see a little of later. And there are miscellaneous events which don't quite fit into any of these categories, but those would be code busters, Fermi question, ready to do it, and experimental design.
So the knowledge events are physics, earth science, life science, and chemistry. They're usually done in teams of 2, though Code Busters, which is one of our miscellaneous events, has teams of 3. All tests are competed together, so we end up splitting the work between us. And tests are usually 25 or 50 minutes, depending on the event. Teams are usually allowed to bring a binder or a cheat sheet to the test. So that's what we work on studying and preparing for in the months prior to our competitions. And we usually hold study sessions after school where partners can look through old tests together, work on notes, or even practice labs in the case of chemistry.
So, like we said, we also have build events. Build events are beforehand where we build something and we bring it to competition to test. Among them, flight trajectory. Flight is where you build a plane beforehand and you fly it to get the longest time. Trajectory is a target thing where you have to build a launcher to launch a ping pong ball to a certain distance that they set at competition. So these take a lot of time outside of school. And the members spend a lot of time in people's basements to work on this. And I'm really proud of our members this year. Yeah, we're gonna actually do a demo now. So, yeah.
I guess we're doing the demo.
Y'all have safety glasses? Just in case.
Thanks. It's a ping pong ball. It's fine.
I have faith. I have faith that they will not hit you.
All right, now on stage, we have Augustia, who is currently a junior at John Jay High School, Augustia Wave. We have Jacob, who is currently a senior, also our build president. They are aligning up the trajectory.
Wow. Wait a minute.
So if we remember from last year, we very perfectly shot a ball right over Dr. Bonk's head.
Oh, how did I know this is gonna happen? Am I supposed to put this on top of my head? On your head. No. Put it like on the side. You can just hold it like a fire or something. How's that? Yeah, hopefully that works. Yeah. Boy, I trust you so much. I really hope. Nah, let's see what's coming at me. I trust you so much. Hopefully, I've got a waiver with the district anyway. No, I trust you. Okay.
I'm curious to see how this goes.
This is just like another day at the office here.
Actually, I'm curious to see how this goes too. So.
Oh, I love your confidence.
I don't know how this is going.
What these doing? I have trust.
I think he said it worked in theory in the hall.
Yeah, it's all good. It works in theory.
There was a few equations we did. I hope our math works out here.
Yeah.
Are we ready?
My feet, so I don't know.
Board members, are we ready?
Yes.
Siley members, are we ready?
Yes.
All right, let's get a countdown. 3, 2, 1.
Oh.
I was in the
You want to try that again?
Yeah, you want to put it on your head this time?
I figured you'd ask.
You could take one step back.
Mrs. Johnson is a magnet for.
All right.
I really am. I
Yeah.
get hit by balls all the time at every event.
Okay.
Much better.
All right. Let's
You know it's all set. Land this way. You get it on your top of your head.
All right, once more. Here we go.
Hold on.
You got the paint, you got the right color paintball in there now.
Yeah.
William Tell. Modern day William Tell. The things I do, I'll tell you.
You guys may have found the new. Read the fine print.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. You want to count down again?
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh!
Sorry.
Want to do this?
If you want to.
Now you want me to try to catch it? Yeah. You try to catch it? All right, let's try this one more time.
Back up about 10 feet now.
Zip?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. All right.
Third time in drum.
Stand like this.
Back up.
Yeah, there you go.
Tenure in center field.
Got it?
It might go a little. It might go over your head. So.
Yes,
I'm
back
gonna
up.
back up. I'm gonna back up.
All right.
Give me the 3, 2, 1.
They did. You might want to please say that.
Yeah, outfit.
Dr. Bond, just pretend you're a receiver on the Bills, right?
I don't know how to take that, Mr. Friedman.
Channel Brady Feliciano.
All right, here we go. For the third time, for the front page of the Wappingers website, Dr. Bonk and Sayoli. 3, 2, 1.
Well done, my friend. Good job. Good job. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Next up in the tank is Shaylin with Fly. Shaylin is currently our Vice President of Build and a junior at John Jay High School. Shaylin, you want to launch from there?
Do I need to partake in this one, or am I okay?
The plane has some advanced AI on it, so it might come and do some circles around your head. Please beware.
You guys are the best.
All right. Here we go. 3,
2, 1.
Now, it's worth noting, by the way, this is one of the best planes in the state. They have consistently, they either consistently won or won medals in every single event. They won first place in several events this year, 6th place in the state. Jacob and Shaylin won first place in the state last year in the same event.
That's great.
And
It's like 13, 16 inches. It's like a rubber powered plane. It's all wood and carbon fiber, all light materials.
Challenge. Just say it into here. Just explain it.
So it's a rubber powered plane made of wood, also wood, carbon fiber. The wings are made of mylar, so it's all light materials. It's under 8 grams, because that's like the limit. That's the minimum weight. And then the rubber band is like 0.03 inches.
Great.
Yeah, so it's really thin rubber. The rubber can only be up to like 1.5 grams, so there's like really tight restrictions. So it's a challenge.
How many times did you have to make it perfect?
This is our only second plane this year.
That's great.
So
but
it takes a lot of tweaking. And like when you first build it, it's not going to fly for like more than 5 seconds, and you have to test it a lot. So we came in a lot of mornings before school to test in the gym, our own gym. It's a lot of work.
Great work.
All right, so now onto the competitions we did this year. So we started off the year at Capital Invitational. It was our first one of the year. We placed 5th overall and won 12 medals. And many of the teams that we versed here were ones that we eventually went on to go verse at the state level.
All right, so the next invitational we went to was the Mount Academy, and this we got 3rd overall, and we got 2 first place medals and 17 medals in total.
That's awesome.
Next, John Jay hosted regionals this year, and for the 2nd year in a row, we placed 1st in the Mid-Hudson Regional. Across all 3 of our teams, we got 35 medals overall, 8 of them being 1st place.
worth noting, by the way, is the fact that I think last year we won regionals. I think the last time we won regionals before that was like the 1980s. So to win back to back is incredibly impressive.
Let's not wait so long.
Yeah.
Let's keep that going. Nice work.
One more very special thing about regionals is that all 3 of our teams, A, B, and C, placed in our forensics event. So we had students from freshmen to seniors placing in this event. So it really shows how much work we put into all of our students in Science Olympiad and how much work everyone puts in.
Our final invitational of the year was at Yale University, also known as we came in 5th place overall out of 50 teams from across the country. That was 10 event medals across teams A and B, and 2 of them were 1st place. And we also can't forget to mention that we went on a tour. We were invited on a tour of the environmental chem lab.
Our final competition of the year was New York State's, which was held at Lemoyne College in Syracuse. It's a 2-day event, March 15th to 16th. We placed 10th overall, and we earned 8 medals across all of our events. These include Ride It Do It, 4th place, Wind Power, 5th place, Forensics, 7th place.
Geological mapping, 5th place, flight, 6th place, ecology, 3rd place, robot tour, 1st place, and engineering CAD, 8th place.
Sioli works really hard to bring STEM education to our community, not only our John Jay community, but also our overall community, which is why we go to it.
I'm sorry. That picture on the right side is a poster advertising Science Olympiad. That's about 20 years old. That features Mr. Sontag, who is currently a substitute teacher in our district, but was also a teacher at John Jay for like 30 years. And I just dropped it.
We work really hard to bring STEM education into our community, which is why we go to events such as East Fishkill Community Day, as well as going into classrooms, advertising the club to our students in the school. This year we also had many sponsors, some of whom are on the board, and we're really grateful for these both local and large corporations for recognizing the hard work we do and sponsoring science.
That was all we had for our presentation. Thank you so much again for not only supporting us, but also inviting us to speak here today.
Thank you, Science Olympiad. As far as I'm concerned, you're number one for us. Congratulations. 4.02, Board Achievement Awards.
Thank you, President Lumia. Just one additional comment for Science Olympiad. Again, we are so proud of the work that you do. We support you wholeheartedly. As I say to the community every meeting, it's all about opportunities for students. This is an example of when students have opportunities outside of the classroom to excel and to succeed. And this group has taken it to the highest level. In addition to that, it should be noted that we continue to look for partnerships, as you saw on the screen behind me, working with area businesses to develop partnerships to support our students and support our programs. And again, I need to thank the community for their support in that regard as well. So this evening, I am presenting 2 awards on behalf of the New York State School Boards Association. The first one is to Trustee Marie Johnson. I'm going to read the letter that came from Patrick Longo, who is the Member Relations Manager and the Liaison to Awards and Recognition Committee. Dear Mrs. Johnson, I would like to congratulate you for earning a Level 2 Lifetime Achievement Award under the NYSBA Board Excellence Recognition Program. At that level, you qualify for recognition in our onboard newspaper as well as a certificate of recognition. This program is designed to acknowledge school board members who strive to continually expand their governance knowledge and skills. It is comprised of 4 achievement levels that are reached by accumulating points for participating in NYSBA training, workshops, events, and activities, as well as taking on board-related roles such as board president and NYSBA advocacy liaison. Please note, the annual cutoff date for point accumulation is March 31st. And to learn more about the recognition program and award achievement levels, you can review the enclosed brochure, which I will give with you, as well as your certificate for Board Excellence Award. Ms. Marie Johnson, can you please approach the front of the table? Congratulations and thank you. Thank you. And here is your pen. Okay, thank you. Another round of applause for Trustee Johnson, please. Congratulations. In addition, we have another recognition award to present this evening. This is to Trustee Cheryl Miggets. Dear Ms. Miggets, I would like to congratulate you for earning a Level 1 Board Achievement Award under the NYSBA Board Excellence Recognition Program. At this level, you qualify for a certificate of recognition. This program is designed to acknowledge school board members who strive to continually expand their governance knowledge and skills. It is comprised of 4 achievement levels that are reached by accumulating points for participating in NYSBA training, workshops, events, and activities, as well as for taking on board-related roles such as board president and NYSBA advocacy liaison. Please note that the annual cutoff date for point accumulation is March 31st. To learn more about the recognition program and achievement levels, please refer to the enclosed pamphlet that I'm going to be providing you from NYSBA along with your certificate of this fine achievement. Round of applause, please, for Trustee Cheryl Miggets. Another round of applause, please.
Congratulations, Cheryl. Congratulations, Marie. Or should I call you Mary? Marie.
You gotta ask Dr. Sloan.
At this point, 5.01, public comment on agenda items only. Please, the sign-up sheet. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to list the public comment. Although state law does not require us to hold a public comment period, we have chosen this because we believe it's crucial for us to hear from our community members about their concerns and issues. The board is here to listen. The public comment period is not designed to be debate or dialogue. Please do not expect the board to respond to your concerns and questions tonight. We take concerns and questions seriously and want to have sufficient time to process and research issues if need be. Any questions from the public comment should be submitted to the use of the public comment form, which may be obtained online or at the desk with the district clerk. We'll have the proper staff member get back to you as appropriate. I want to point out that under state and federal privacy laws, we're unable to address any comments or questions about specific students or school personnel. We would ask you to go to the appropriate administrative channels. A total of 30 minutes at the beginning of each board meeting is set aside to allow for public comment on agenda items only. Public comments at the beginning of the meeting is limited only to the items on the agenda. Persons who wish to participate in the public comment period of the meeting are asked to provide their name and a specific agenda item about which they wish to speak. A sign-up sheet located on the desk with the district clerk. Individual comments on agenda items 3 minutes and are welcomed. If you wish to address items related to a school district that are not on tonight's agenda, then a comment period is provided at the end of the meeting for that purpose. A second sign-up sheet is available for non-agenda items. In the interest of civility and respect for different points of view, clapping, booing, or any disturbance or disruption during either public or period is not permitted. At no time should individual names regarding which comment period you have should be mentioned. If they are, I will stop. There are no comments. At this time, comments related to agenda items are welcome. Anybody? Seeing none. For 5.2, communication announcement received by the Board of Education. Marie?
Okay, so since last Monday, you would think there's not that much time, but Trustee Miggets and I have been quite busy in the last week and a half. Since Monday, we've been able to attend the Ketchum Business Honor Induction, the Ketchum, Royce Ketchum Art Honor Induction, the John Jay National Honor Society Induction, the Tri-M Honor Society, the 73rd Annual Festival of the Arts. Going over after that, we were able to go to the Royce Ketchum Flea Market and Craft Fair that they hosted to raise money for their senior class. On Monday and Tuesday, Ketchum students were treated with a visit from actress Leslie Carrera Rudolph. We would all know her more as Abby Cadabby from Sesame Street. Trustee Miggets and I were able to go over there on Tuesday. She's gonna have a cute story for that. She was doing her workshop with humor with a heart, and it ties the arts and finding oneself. She was really amazing, and the students were really responding to her, and they had, some of them were staying till after 3 o'clock in the afternoon just to be able to talk with her. She made a great connection with a lot of those students. I hope she'll be back again next year. As the school year is winding down, playoffs have been definitely picking up. We were so blessed in this district to have the amount of teams and individuals that have made the playoffs. Congratulations to both the Roy C. Ketchum and John Jay softball teams this year. They both had a great season, ladies. Girls combined golf team and 5 individuals, I hope I don't butcher their names, Madison Townsend, Kate Robish, Mia, I can never say her last name, Acafelio, Ashley Pasick, Kayla Kinkle, competed in individual golf in the Section 1 finals. 7th grader Liam Kilndorf made the boys golf sectionals. Boys golf all league conference 1, Jonathan Tecco, Nolan Patel, Trip Tangen. Job well done, gentlemen. Boys tennis also made sectionals. Still going on is track. The girls lacrosse is playing Section 1 finals tomorrow. This is the first time in Dutchess history a girls team has made the section final. Trustee Miggins and I will be going there directly after we spend the day out in Connecticut for the Project Winner's Circle, which we are going to go see our cars get to race around the track for both Ketchum and for John Jay. So it's going to be a very long but very, very fun day for both of us. And last on my sports comments is the past week and a half, we've been to a lot of baseball games. And this coming Saturday at SUNY Purchase, the 2 best teams ever out there, 100%, would be the Roy C. Ketchum Storm and the John Jay Patriots, and they are going to square off for the section finals. So Wappingers does have a section champion, and I can honestly say that I will be very proud of either or that will win that section final, and plan on following them to Horsehead on the following Thursday. And again, I would like to also thank the voters and congratulate Vice President Morgan and Trustee McFarland on your reelection, and welcome to Trustee-elect Virgil Capillari, as he will definitely be an invaluable addition to this board, and I look forward to working with you. And thank you, Dr. Bonk, Ms. Dainty, and Ms. Pedro for the amount of hours, weeks, and months that you guys put in putting the budget together, putting the election together. Most people don't realize Ms. Pedro starts on this at January 1. She is out there and she works tirelessly on the election, and we greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Johnson.
Peggy?
Trustee Johnson mentioned a great many of the events, and a number of our board members did go to the business honors, art honors, and music honors. Especially, we have to give credit to the art and music departments for having their honor societies at the time when they put so much effort into art in the park. It was a terrific event. We had wonderful weather for a change. It didn't rain, the wind didn't blow, and it wasn't scorching hot. And everyone seemed to have a good time who was there. The work that our students on all levels do in both art and music is really amazing. And anyone who hasn't had an opportunity to go to Art in the Park, believe me, I spent 4 hours without stopping, and before I had gotten around it. And at the same time, there were musical offerings. So congratulations to the art and music departments.
Cheryl?
Yes, piggybacking on the list that Trustee Johnson has already given, we have had an exceedingly busy week. As she said, there is a story about the assembly. We were a little bit late coming to the assembly because we were coming from the RCK Memorial Day ceremony. And as we walked in and moved toward the side and front of the auditorium, Leslie came at me with one of her puppets, which was a brain on a stick. And I was very warmly greeted with, by the brain, yes, with hugs and kisses by the brain. And Trustee Johnson found unbounded delight in that. I want to mention some more with sports. This Saturday, unfortunately, we won't be able to attend because we'll be down at Purchase. The RCK and John Jay track teams will be at the sectional meet this Saturday, so next time we'll know who our state qualifiers are. The amazing softball teams at John Jay and RCK High School both made it to the semifinals in the sectional tournament. John Jay was eliminated by White Plains and Ketchum was eliminated by North Rockland the other day, but both teams battled valiantly. The game that we are going to tomorrow for the sectional girls lacrosse championship, this is the first time ever in history that a girls lacrosse team from Dutchess County, not just from this district, from the entire county, has qualified for the sectional championship. And I'd like to give congratulations to the members of the boys tennis teams that have qualified for states. From John Jay, Adi Gupta and Augustus Chenamsetti. From RCK, Nathan Hewen and Zachary Spadaro. And those who qualified in the singles matches for states, Jake Waxman and Arjun Morali from RCK, and Gino Stacchini from John Jay East Fishkill. One other event that I attended without Trustee Johnson this week is last night I had the opportunity to go over to the Wappingers Congress of Teachers to see several of our graduating seniors presented with scholarships they've earned, several of them who plan on going into education.
Eddie, that's a slow shower. Slow shower.
I echo my two trustees, so I'll make this short. I need Vice President Morgan to please go to the memory vault and let me know, has there ever been a time when both of our high school sports teams have faced off for a sectional championship, whether in baseball, football, or any other sport, if you recall at any time, since you were a John Jay alumni and would know, or at least would know
I know
better
that
than me.
I know that there have been Ketchum Jay matchups in sectional contests.
Correct,
But I do not believe that, in my memory, that we're going into, the district is going into a sectional championship game knowing that the district is going to have a sectional champion. I know that both John Jays have played for a sectional championship, the John Jay Cross River and John Jay East Fishkill, but I don't believe Ketchum and Jay ever have.
So I think we're witnessing a first as a community, 2 firsts in 2 days on our athletic program. So I think that's something that we should all be proud of. It'll be very difficult of what we're supposed to do on Saturday. Not sure what colors to wear. Might have to do something neutral. I don't know where we're supposed to sit. I don't know what we're supposed to do, but it'll definitely be interesting. And I think it's something great for the community. And I'm looking forward to Saturday's game. Thank you, Vice President Morgan.
That's, I'm surprised here in SB. I've been involved for 48 years in the district. And at 48 years, and I've never been, this is the first time that's happened.
You're right. We should have asked you.
If there was a math, you know what, President, if there was a math battle between both of the schools, I would have asked you.
All right, but if it's a sports battle, people know I should be because I was a cross-country coach and indoor track coach too. So needless to say, of all the people should have asked me. That's okay. He's gonna
assign you laps after the meeting for not asking him.
Yeah, Michael.
I'd like to start off with, we need to air condition this building soon, please, our capital committee. It's almost unbearable in here. I know we are. I'd just like to thank Dr. Bonk and his staff for putting together a great budget. Not only did he put it together, but he informed the public how that budget comes about, so the public could understand it. And luckily enough, we got it voted on and approved. So I want to thank you again and your senior staff for all the work you've done. I know it was a lot of work putting that together and a lot of nights going out and educating the public. I also would like to thank the public for the votes that we approved and getting all the candidates approved that were on the ballot, Virgil, John Morgan, and myself. So thank you.
Thank you, Trustee McFarland. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Trustee Miggets mentioned earlier that Royce Ketchum High School had a Memorial Day observance this past week, and John Jay did as well. I want to make mention of that to our community and congratulate Principal Sipe, Principal Kedzilawa, and their respective teams for putting together events that that bring veterans organizations of veterans that survived serving our country to be involved in that. And I think it's a great event. And thank you very much to our two high schools and congratulations to the students for doing a great job.
Keith?
Thank you, everyone, for sharing all the activities that they've been involved in. It is springtime, your plants have blossomed, and so have our students. It sounds like I just wanted to highlight one particular set of students, the students that had the spotlight here today. They even came out on their day off from school, so we thank them again. And also last week here at this beautiful auditorium, they had the orchestra, the band, and the chorus at WAP Junior. And if you could think about it, if you heard them 2 to 3 years ago when they was in 5th grade, their voices were changing, their instruments wasn't quite that correct, but now they sound like a true orchestra band and chorus. And we can't wait to hear them when they get to high school. So I'd like to thank the director, Bonnie King, and all the way down to all of the teachers who have instructed the students to blossom and show what they've been dedicated to been working on throughout the year. Thank you.
Last but not least, I want to congratulate the students from RCK. They were inducted into the National Art Honor Society. Also, the RCK students were inducted into the Business Honor Society. And congratulations to all RCK and John Jay students who were inducted into the Triumph Music Honor Society. Our district is very fortunate to have so many students inducted into these honor societies. Congratulations to all of Myers Corners Elementary School students for receiving a Citizen Achievement Award. Last night at the bunk, Principal Sipe, Principal Castellano, and I attended the 56th Carol F. Johnson Scholarship. The achievement dinner was held at Villa Barone and sponsored by the Lower Hudson Council of Superintendents. At this event, all valedictorians and salutatorian schools were recognized. Our students were Basilia Anderson and Rocco Casablanca from Winterview, Nafla Mohammed and Jacob Lauterberg from John Jay, Jonathan Liswick and Richmond Newman from RCK. Congratulations to these students. I think he wants
I was just going to say, both the John Jay valedictorian school team were here earlier this evening.
Dr. Bond, Principal Sop, and I attended the Rotary Club Wapaja Falls Scholarship Dinner held at Lombardi Restaurant in Wapaja Falls. I want to thank the Rotary for the donors awarded a total of 11,500 worth scholarship to our students. The recipients were Mariah Downs, Audrey Lawler, Richmond Newman, Jason Lewis, Aksat Shah, Kevin Guerrero, Brianna Vivace, Francisco Halvi, Sophia Chang, Adam Renahan, Marissa Belfiore, and Jasmine Chaswai. As I stated in my brief speech, and it was brief, Marie, very brief. It was less than that. I hope that the association with the Wapaja Rotary, which started in 1981, continues long into the future. Once I want to thank the Rotary for all they do for all our students. And with that, the next item on the agenda, if I get my agenda here, I gotta get right things, is consent agenda resolution 6.01. Does anybody want to remove anything from the consent agenda? See none? John?
Resolved that the Board of Education does hereby approve the following consent agenda items as stated. 6.02, 6.03, 6.04, 6.05, 6.06, 6.07, 6.08, 6.09, and 6.10.
Motion, Becky, second, Mike, all in favor? Unanimous. Business 7.1, approval of the altered mark, French Honor Society.
Whereas the board approved a revision to policy 5260, authorized use of school district marks on May 13th, 2024, which states the district marks may not be altered without the approval of the Board of Education. And whereas the John J. French Honor Society has submitted a request for approval of an altered mark. Now, therefore, be it resolved, the Board of Education does hereby approve the use of the altered district mark for the John J. French Honor Society as depicted in the attached use of marks form. Be it further resolved, the Board of Education authorized the board clerk to create a chart of approved altered marks.
Motion, Peggy, Marie, second, all in favor? Unanimous. Before we go to the next agenda item, I'd like to congratulate all those who obtained tenure this evening. I sincerely hope that for many, many years, they'll stay with us. 9.8.01, any addition to the agenda? None? 9.01, comments from the public. Just remind you that you have 3 minutes, and please do not mention any individual's name on the board or working for us. Thank you. With that, anybody? Alana?
Yes. How are you, Mr. Lumia? Many of you know me. My name is.
They might have turned it off when they used it. Let's just
I don't
double
get-
check.
I don't get. Oh, okay.
We'll get that for you.
Sorry, my 3 minutes, Chad. All right. Hello, can you hear me now? My name is Alana Tamas. I grew up in this district. I worked here for almost 35 years. It's been nice hearing a lot of what I've heard today, but unfortunately, some of what I have to say is not so good. I did meet many of you, driving you several times on trips. What I wanted to address today was, I'd like to meet with the board. I'm putting in my retirement papers, which I believe you voted on today, after almost 35 years of employment here. I'm doing that due to workplace violence, harassment, micromanagement, and disorganization, and lack of timely investigations and responses and corrections. I would like to meet with you because I'd like this to not happen to other employees that has happened to me. I've had 7 years of harassment and violence from one boss, 2 more from another who is currently still here. They finally got rid of the one for 7 years. I've gone from every supervisor up to the assistant superintendents to the superintendent himself with lack of appropriate responses or even hearing a response. If you report something, you should hear what the response is. Maybe not the punishment, but you should have an appropriate response. It took a lot for me to report these things, and constantly, after reporting and reporting, I got more harassment. I am on a substitution list and a per diem. I will work for a little while. I could have worked many more years. It's not a safe workplace for me and for other employees. I would like to address that with many of you so this doesn't happen to other people. I'm prepared to follow up with facts. I've been a reliable employee, flexible, and they've used me on many occasions to solve many of their problems, along with a few other employees that have been here as long as I have. It was nice hearing all the positive things today because I grew up here, I went to school here, I coached for volleyball and softball for a couple of years. But to feel the way I do, nobody should feel that way, and things should have been corrected quickly. So I hope that you will grant my request, and I'd like to see you soon. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Alana. Seeing no one, motion to adjourn. John?
Before we do that, as was read previously, could we request that either Clerk Pedro provide a public comment form to Ms. Tamas, or that Ms. Tamas obtains one from Ms. Pedro so that we can follow through officially? That said, resolved that the Board of Education does hereby adjourn the May 23rd, 2024 Board of Education meeting. The time is 8:27 p.m.
Ilana?